The sixth and final rotation begins here tonight in Bartow Arena with warm-ups for Alabama. Here's the lineup. Kentucky on vault, LSU on bars, Georgia on the balance beam, and Alabama on floor. A chance for the Crimson Tide to make a little bit of a comeback here and a run at the leading Georgia Gym Dogs for a repeat title. We're going to see the University of Kentucky's only senior, Beth Coleman, finish up her SEC career at least with a vault.
Their strongest vaulter, Yuchenko half front layout. She tried to absorb the landing right there, had to take that step. It was a tough one. That's
probably what Mo Muhammad is telling her right now. Beth Coleman goes over to Leah Little and now the rest of her teammates following a 9.825 vault. And Sharene Mamby for LSU, junior out of Ontario, Canada, will go on the uneven parallel bars.
It's a fantastic event for Sharene. Hop full right into her ginger. She really squared up that hop full nicely. Very aggressive swing into her release move. Really nice body position throughout the routine, taking the dismount very far out of the camera.
Well, we've seen that a couple of times. Sharene Mamby really throws the dismount for horizontal distance and gets a 9.9 from the judges. Go to Marline Stevens on the balance beam. She is one of the contenders for the individual all-around. She has been second or third pretty much since the competition began.
Georgia's rock, Talia Bexler, has already made a mistake. She suffered a fall on this event. So this routine for Marline is so key for Georgia.
They're going to need a good, solid score from all 5 of the remaining competitors.
And believe me, Brian, she knows that she took out her second layout on that tumble series. Probably a smart move.
Okay, Coach Strong-Ballard, though, you said at the beginning of the show that Georgia needed a 3/10 lead going into this last rotation. They have a 7/10 lead. That gives them a little more breathing room.
It's certainly a comfortable lead, but when you're talking about beam, nothing is comfortable.
It means that some would say they could count a fall and still win, depending on what Alabama does on floor exercise. So we're going to watch very carefully for any openings. Right now, Georgia pretty much in control of their own destiny at this SEC championship.
Lecture focus here. The crowd is yelling roll tide rolled, and it's a big dismount, a double back.
Big dismount for the coach there too, as Doug staggered backwards over the mounting platform, but Marline Stevens stuck her dismount even if Doug was a little unsteady on his feet. Raegan Tomasek, junior out of New York for Alabama on floor exercise. She's also competing in the individual all-around. She got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but she's been getting stronger with each rotation.
Top of handspring, double pike. Almost a stumble right there. She looked like she was prepared for the landing.
9.7 on vault, 9.75 on bars for Tomasek.
Double sock, a quick reaction that time, getting that back foot back for her lunge.
9.85 on the balance beam. She needs a big score here to stay in the individual all-around competition.
Beautiful leap and jump combination with full turn in the middle. Raegan is such a beautiful and classy performer. Enjoyable to watch. Her form is impeccable.
Very fit, very graceful. Sure has a lot of personality on display here in floor exercise. One of the cameramen knows where to point his camera.
Front layout, front tuck, showing us a different style of tumbling, backwards and forward. An outstanding routine.
Raegan Tomasek just keeps getting stronger. 9.9 for the floor exercise here. So that will conclude her competition. Senior Dara Stewart coming over to congratulate her. This is the way it looked for Raegan Tomasek to end the SEC championship. If Bama is going to continue their assault on a repeat SEC championship, and if Andrea is going to have a chance at an individual all-around title here tonight, she needs to hit a 10.
And Brian, she can do it. Front tuck, Robert handspring, double back. Her tumbling is so high.
Andrea was in 5th place after 3 apparatus in the individual all-around. Such a dynamic performer.
Double back. Just dropping out of the sky on her tumbling.
Andrea Pickens anchoring for the University of Alabama, the final performer for the Crimson Tide in this SEC championship. A lot of pressure on her.
And not a problem. An incredible performance by Andrea.
Nicely done, and a 9.925 is a very good score. It's not going to be good enough to give Andrea Pickens an individual all-around title here tonight, but it is a major contribution for Bama in their effort to repeat as SEC champion.
Andrea is so athletic, and you can see it in her tumbling. Take a look at the height in this opening pass. Front through to a double tuck.
Cory Fritzinger leading in the individual all-around. Had a season high of 9.925 on the balance beam.
This is a true test of her competitive fire. 2 things on the line, an all-around title, and of course, that team title.
And apparatus titles here tonight.
Here, pulling her arms directly on top. She's a little bit off, but certainly not giving up.
She covered up a little bobble very well indeed.
That will be only a minor deduction, if any at all.
4 judges, so every angle is being covered here by the judges' eyes. Cory Fritzinger is a fighter, and she has been outstanding all evening long. 9.9 on floor, 9.9 on vault, 9.95 on the uneven parallel bars.
And if she keeps up this pace on the beam, we're going to see a 9.9 or better from her again. We'll jump wolf 3/4. So aggressive. It's really amazing to watch someone be that aggressive on a 4-inch wide beam. And this dismount is huge. Round off 2.5. Oh, she left the 2.5 out, just went for the double. There won't be a deduction there. A clean landing and another extraordinary effort by Cory Fritzinger.
Career best, 9.95, and that is going to absolutely clinch the individual all-around title for Fritz. No one can touch this.
Handspring back handspring, loud 2-foot. Reaction was so on time here, pulling up on top.
So the pressure is on Alabama, and all they can do is wait. Freshman Jeana has been going toe-to-toe with Cory Fritzinger for the individual all-around title all evening long. She can't catch Fritz for the individual honor, but she can make a contribution to Bama to try to take the SEC title away.
And that opening pass was pretty incredible. A full in a tight position. We saw her do it earlier this year, landing on a sting mat. She tripped over the sting mat, which caused her to fall. We saw You moved that, sing that this time, a smart move.
She would need a 10.075 to take the individual all-around, but a big score here is going to help. And remember, they are on floor exercise. Georgia's on beam. Always dangerous, always tough. Bama can still pull this one out.
Comes down to the final moment in this competition. And Alabama's trying to pick up as big of scores as they can on this event. This is their event. They can score so high.
Part of that home or Olympic rotation where you go in the same order as you would as if it were a home meet, finishing up on floor exercise while Georgia has to finish on balance beam. So there's a little bit of trepidation. That's why there was so much discussion about that draw. Well, as it turns out, Georgia is doing just fine in spite of their not so favorable draw. Oh.
The music is high, the crowd is rowdy. Great routine by Jeana.
Jeana Rice, a freshman, and we know that her battles with Cory Fritzinger and all of the outstanding freshmen in the SEC will continue for years to come. In this case, though, Jeana Rice has finished up with a 9.9 on floor exercise at this SEC championship.
Probably the only deduction came in this tumbling pass. The whip, immediate 2.5. Little hop right there on the landing.
Kristi Lichey will anchor for Georgia. And in her capable hands lies the fate of her team for this SEC championship. She stands up, they win.
And she's going for it all. The difficult tumbling pass. Back handspring, layout, layout. And Brian, there's a lot of tradition in this conference. And there's a lot of pride on the line right now. And of course, a little extra incentive that SEC championship brings.
Again, even Kristi Lichey cannot take away the individual all-around title from Cory Fritzinger. Lichey would need a 10.025, and that's not going to happen.
Yes, unfortunately, in this sport, we don't have open scoring, even though some of these athletes have enough difficulty in their routine to be scored out of a 12. The highest you can get is a 10.0.
Now, Alabama has already completed the competition with a team score of 197.425. Kristi Lichey would have to score probably 9.4 or 9.425 in order to lose this meet for Georgia. And so far, she's nowhere close to that kind of major deduction.
Remember the sprained ankle, though. She sprained it on this dismount against Denver. Double back. Oh, she watered it down. She went for the front full. Oh. What a smart decision. It means an SEC title for Georgia.
9.85 will be more than enough to give the Georgia Gym Dogs the SEC championship here tonight, and the celebration has already begun. They know it. Coach Suzanne Yocklin receiving congratulations and handing them out as well. And this is why Kristi Lichey puts the icing on the cake. So with a score on the final apparatus of 49.4, remember they had a 7/10 lead coming in, so in spite of Alabama's effort on floor exercise, Georgia will still win. There it is with a 198 even, a season high score in an SEC championship. That's the way to do it. More of the celebration when we come back.